Hi, I'm Dennis Prescott, and today we are making lemon coriander spatchcocked turkey with a jerk butter. So really, whenever you're making poultry of any kind, turkey, chicken, you definitely want to take the time to brine that bird. That is the difference between a super juicy turkey and something that's a little bit dry. So we're going to get our brine ready to go first. In here, we've got some water. To that, I'm going to add some brown sugar and a nice bit of sea salt. And I don't want to bring this water to a boil, I just want it to be nicely warmed through so that the sugar and the salt dissolve into the water. After they have, I'm going to let this cool slightly, and then we're going to crack on with the next step. What I want to do next is grab these beautiful oranges and lemons. Citrus just goes so perfectly with turkey, and it's going to help to flavor the brine. So we're going to go in with these oranges and lemons, a nice bit of black peppercorns, and our aromatics. We've got some fresh thyme and rosemary. That's going to go into the pot. I already smell all of those beautiful aromatics coming out. And then we're going to go in with the turkey. So with the turkey, I have the neck and the giblets removed already from this. You definitely want to keep these, put them to the side. That's what goes into your gravy, into your stock, or any other way that you find to use these. Don't waste them, they're gold. But with our turkey, we're gonna go right in with the brine. And we just wanna make sure that that's submerged. And then that's gonna go into a refrigerator where we're gonna leave it to sit for 6 hours minimum. Best case scenario, 24 hours. That gives us time to add a flavoring agent to that bird. Today, we're gonna make a jerk compound butter. It is really gonna set your turkey apart. It's unique. It's not the turkey that you're used to, but your friends and family will definitely love it. And the nice thing about compound butters is they store so well. You can make them weeks ahead of time, put them in the freezer, days ahead of time, put them in the fridge, and they're ready to go. This is beautiful on steak, it's beautiful on pork, and today we're gonna use it with our turkey. So in a bowl, nice chunk of butter. To that, we're gonna add some spring onions. Just finely dice them. About 2 tablespoons worth. And then in this bowl, we're gonna go in with a little bit of maple syrup for sweetness. We've got some allspice, nutmeg, and some cayenne pepper. The combination of allspice, cayenne, and nutmeg is beautiful. It reminds you of being somewhere in the Caribbean. Just a really unique flavor. And with turkey, honestly, it's just gonna be the star of the show. We're gonna add some ginger to that too. And a nice hit of lemon juice. The freshness, that citrus is gonna complement really well with the citrus that we added to the brine. Then the last thing that we wanna do is add some fresh thyme leaves to this. Once you have about 2 tablespoons worth of thyme in here, we're gonna give this a nice mix, and then just grab a fork, give it a mix. Once everything's worked through, you're good to go. So when your butter's all mixed together and ready to go, like I said, we're gonna transfer this to the fridge. We'll let that sit. When it's turkey time, we're gonna pull that out, and then we'll rub the inside of that turkey with this compound butter. Okay, so our turkey has been brining for 24 hours. We let it sit overnight. The brine has done its job. Next step is just to pull it out of the brine. And we're gonna add that to a board. So with this turkey, we're gonna spatchcock this. That means we're gonna take the backbone out of it and flatten it out. That is gonna make the cooking process a lot shorter, and also it makes for the crispiest skin you've ever had in your entire life, and there's nothing better than crispy turkey skin. So if you've never spatchcocked a turkey before or a chicken, honestly, it's much easier than you think. It just takes a little time, a little bit of extra effort, but it's well worth it, and it sets that turkey apart from kind of the normal bird that you're used to eating at Thanksgiving or Christmas or some kind of celebration. So we have it here breast side down. The backbone runs straight through the bird here, and we're gonna get some kitchen shears, or if you have a cleaver, a sharp knife, whatever you have on hand, just make sure that you're safe, have a steady hand, and you know what you're doing. And then we're going to take this knife, remove any of the excess skin from the back of the bird, and slowly but surely, working through this bird, we're going to remove the backbone. And once you've made it through one side of the bird, we're just going to flip it around and continue running our shears down the other side, and then we'll remove the backbone. Then once you're done, just take that backbone. We've removed that for now. Definitely keep that. You remember we reserved the neck and the giblets from earlier. This is liquid gold. You want to keep that for your gravy, for your stock. Set that aside. Definitely do not toss this away. Then what you want to do is just flip this bird around, and we're going to tuck the legs underneath here, just like so. And then strong and steady hand, just give it a nice crack. That's going to break the chest plate on this, and then we're ready to stuff. Okay, so our turkey is all ready to go. I've got that compound butter that we made earlier. I am just going to spoon that over here and stuff as absolutely much as I can up underneath the skin. Don't be shy. This is going to work its way into the turkey as it cooks. It's going to flavor it. It's going to help it to stay super moist. It's going to taste incredible. The last thing I want to do is grab a spice mill here. I really want to add kind of an extra hit of deliciousness to the outside of this turkey. And keeping in line with the flavoring that we have going on, things like nutmeg and allspice and thyme and ginger, I've got some coriander seeds. So I'm just going to add that to the spice mill and grind these. And that smell is absolutely beautiful, super fragrant. It's going to marry really well with the other flavors we have going on. We're going to hit the top of this turkey just with a little bit of olive oil. Nice pinch of sea salt. Don't be shy. Hit a black pepper. And then we're going to go on with this coriander seed. And you really need to get your hands in there, rub this bird all over, make sure that all of those flavors are coating every single last part. And then once you're all done, once this is rubbed, we're going to just transfer this over to our sheet pan that we've prepared. And we already have our Traeger grill preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This turkey is going to go on there. It's probably going to take about 2 to 3 hours, but we're going to check it for temperature throughout the cooking process. For pellets, we have the turkey blend in here today. Oak, hickory, maple, and just a hint of rosemary. Those flavors are going to complement beautifully with our turkey. So we're going to add the turkey onto the grill. We're probably looking at about 2 to 3 hours, but really it's all about temperature. Every bird is different. Every bird weighs a different weight. So what we're looking for is 160 degrees Fahrenheit. When we take that off the grill, the turkey is going to continue to cook because of the internal temperature that the turkey is at. The residual heat will continue to rise to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the perfect temperature for turkey. It's going to create the most juicy, moist turkey you've ever had in your entire life. So let's add it to the grill, and then let's come back and check on it in a couple hours. Like I said before, it's all about temperature. You never want to cook to time because every turkey is different, every bird is different, and they all take a different amount of time. But 160 degrees is where we are hoping to be. And we're perfect. We're right at 160 degrees, so I know I can pull this off right now. As it rests, I'm going to let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. The internal temperature of the turkey is going to increase to 165 degrees. That is exactly where we want to be for the perfect turkey. So we've let our bird rest. We've given it the time that it needs. The only thing left to do is carve up. So I'm just going to grab my serving platter here. Grab a sharp knife, and we just want to separate this at the joint. And the beautiful thing about spatchcocking is this skin is so crispy. It's gonna taste incredible. We're just gonna remove the wings here. This is my favorite part. I keep the wing for myself because I don't like to share them. So really the last thing we wanna do is break down these turkey breasts. We're just gonna slice them into generous portions. They're absolutely beautiful. So this is definitely enough turkey for a big family. Obviously, you can see we've got some leftovers here. Best next day sandwiches. You can use this in a million different ways. I'm gonna serve this up. Really, the last thing I wanna do is I'm gonna garnish this. We added these oranges to the brine. Obviously, they added a beautiful amount of flavor. So we're gonna garnish them with a little bit of orange. And I know that in the turkey blend pellets, there was a hint of rosemary. So we're gonna garnish with a little bit of rosemary for color, and it's a beautiful aroma as well. And then you're ready to serve. For this and many more recipes, head to traegergrills.com/recipes or download the app.